Yeah. Whoa. I speak. We change lives, Jesus. I speak.
Welcome to the TP Masterclass. On behalf of Cliff Cheqona and the entire TP family, we're honored to have you here. You didn't just join a live session. You stepped into a transformational experience designed to help you master your mind, align your emotions, and trade with clarity and conviction. We'll be starting shortly. In the meantime, settle in and prepare your notepad. Like the stream, subscribe if you haven't already. And most importantly, invite someone who needs this. Because around here, we don't just trade, we transform. Let's get started soon.
I speak life, I speak spirit. We change lives, Jesus did it. I speak life, I speak spirit. We change lives, Jesus did it. Step into my Monday. I'm stepping to my Monday. I'm stepping to my Monday. We change lives, Jesus did it. I'm stepping to my Monday. I'm stepping to my Monday. I'm stepping to my Monday. We change lives, Jesus did it.
What TP Masterclass really is. TP Masterclass is a transformation masterclass that happens every Saturday. It is designed to reshape the way you think, the way you respond, and the way you perform. Not just in trading, but in any industry where your mind plays a major role. Even though anyone can benefit from it, the majority of people you'll find here are traders. Why? Because trading is one of the few fields where your mindset, your emotions, and your discipline are tested every single day. Every session blends psychological lessons that help you understand your thinking and your behavior, spiritual lessons that strengthen your inner conviction and identity, practical lessons that give you structure and direction in real life. TP Masterclass exists because most people don't fail due to lack of skill. They fail because their mindset is not prepared for the level they are trying to reach. This masterclass equips you with the mental strength, emotional stability, and clarity needed to perform at a high level, whether you are a trader, an entrepreneur, or someone trying to grow in life.
It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading. It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading.
Hi TP family, and welcome back to another TP Masterclass. As always, I'm Tennyson Shells, and I just want to start off by showing some love to everyone that continues to join us every single Saturday, 6 p.m. UK time. You guys are always on time. You even put like comments in the live chat, and we see it because we are the backstage. But thank you so much for always waiting on us for us to start the stream. We really appreciate it. So thank you so much for always coming here on time to even interact before we even start the stream. It means so much to us. Okay, and if you are joining from either Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, UK, Uganda, US, Dubai, which other country? Namibia, Lebanon, wherever country that you're tuning in from, just put in the live chat so that we can see where everyone is tuning in from. I want to say a couple of where everyone is tuning in from. So if you are in Ghana, can I see some comments if there are any comments in the live chat so that I can give them a shout out? Oh, we have someone from Uganda tuning in. Hello, Rogers. Hi. Emmanuel from Nigeria. Hello. Nice to meet you today. How are you doing? We have another Nigerian. Sorry, I cannot pronounce your name. I don't want to make it sound wrong. We have someone from India. Hi. Welcome to another TP Masterclass. And we have another one from Nigeria, Uganda. What else are you tuning? We have Nigerian in the house, period. Welcome. Who else? We have Namibia. Hello, hi. Welcome to another TP Masterclass. I really hope another Nigerian. Are there any Ghanaians? Is there anyone tuning in from Ghana? Oh, we have Cameroon. Hi, hello. We have someone from Cameroon tuning in. We have Tanzania. Hi, Tanzania. Hello. We have Jude from Cameroon. Hi. Welcome to another TP Masterclass. I don't know what's happening with my camera. It keeps zooming out. Sorry, everyone. But yeah. But thank you guys so much from wherever you're tuning in from Uganda, Namibia, Nigeria, Cameroon. Hello, welcome to another TP Masterclass. Thank you so much for joining us today. And if this is your first time, I want to take 90 seconds to tell you exactly what this space is about, because most people tend to misunderstand it. And I just want to set a couple of things straight, because trading psychology is, simply put, is the study of a trader's mind, because it's trading psychology. So study of the trader's mind, emotions, and behavior. But what that actually means for you is, when you come into this space, this TP Masterclass, you're not coming here to learn a strategy. There are so many trading strategies on the internet. So if you want a strategy, you can always look one up. But you're not coming here to learn a strategy. You're not coming here for entry signals. You're not coming here for chat patterns. You're not coming here for market predictions, because this is not the kind of space for it to be. You are coming here to study yourself, what it means for you as a trader, a retail trader, because most of us are retail trader that we join this TP Masterclass. And everything that Cliff teaches in this space falls into 3 categories that we have put in. So please listen carefully, because understanding this will help change how you experience every session that we always have here on the TP Masterclass. First, you'll find knowledge. This knowledge will help you arrive at self-awareness. It will help you understand language patterns that you've been living. It could you've been living in, but you could never put a name to it, such as if you are consistently revenge trading. That's something that we would discover, and then you'll be like, oh, so that's what I've been doing. Yeah, so something like that. So that's what the knowledge is for. So every teaching that we give to you guys is to help you arrive at self-awareness, so that it can help you and you'll be able to understand it, and you'll be able to start working on it as a person. And second is, you'll find practical tools that we have for self-regulation, how you manage your emotions, how you manage your impulses, how you manage your decisions when the pressure is very real, because making a decision on the financial market is not an easy job. So yeah, we have the tools that will help you self-regulate and be able to make that decision for yourself. Because the deepest level that this work is done is not about fixing your traits. It is more so of reconstructing your identity, to stack on your beliefs, to stack on your personalities, your habits, your behavior. Because once you fix the identity, the results will follow as usual. So wherever you are, whether you're a trader, an entrepreneur, or professional, or someone that is seeking deeper knowledge about trading psychology, or just psychology in general, this space is for you. It will help you understand your own interest and how to go about it. Okay. And another thing is, we also have the website, Cheqona.com website. It help. We have so many tools. Like I said, we have some books links that you can also view for your own at your own time. We also post the TP declaration that will also help you very, very incredibly well. So if you have not visited the cliffcheqona.com website, please do so that you are able to find other materials aside the TP Masterclass that we usually have. Okay. So now we're just going to play the recap for what we've been learning so far. We started off with the Independent Trader series, and we started with the foundation. And then last week we learned about technical edge. And today we're gonna learn about the behavioral edge. So whatever you did not understand, please pay attention to the recap that we are about to play. It could ignite something in you. It could make you go like, so that's what we learned. And you can even go through your notes as we played the recap to be very helpful and to help you in the long run. Okay, so I'm not gonna speak anymore. Let's just watch the recap together.
Previously on the TP Masterclass.
What retail traders call technical knowledge is not edge. I call that bold opinion dressed as understanding. The retail trader infrastructure needs a system that can mentor retail traders from all around structure of a body of knowledge. The business has ended up here. Selling signals, selling strategies, selling bots, selling everything. They are all here. But this is not what this zone needs. This zone needs systems. You that you are listening to me now, is either you become part of the problem or you are going to learn to become a solution to the problem. So the more that people are growing to come into the awareness of the nature of the business, the more you can keep on contributing. So a year, 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now, the industry at least will start changing. An edge is a repeatable, defensible advantage that produces consistent results under similar conditions. Edge is not something I do. Edge is what I have built. A tool is something that you use. An edge is something you own. The surgeon's edge is not a scalpel. It is the years of anatomical understanding. So it is years of trained hand, the ability to make precise decision under pressure. There were people that almost died, and he was able to perform the surgery in a right way that they came back to life. If your strategy was taken away from you tomorrow, what would you have left? This is the biggest question that many people are saying, my strategy is not working anymore. 6 months ago I was making money, now I'm not making money, because you never had an edge. Many traders here, you have borrowed an opinion, and sometimes a borrowed opinion can last you for a month, 2 months, 3 months. But when the market condition changes, because you borrowed the opinion and you don't have an in-depth knowledge in the market, technically speaking, the season changes and you change along with it together with your results. A strategy is a tool. The edge is what remains when the tool is taken away. What you are really afraid of missing out is not the market structure. You are afraid if you don't catch the move now, you can't pay your bills next week. This is the FOMO, not the market structure. You are not technically sound until you can explain the why behind every decision you make. Price does not move to hurt me. Price is moving to find transaction. Market structure is what will tell you where the price is, and everything else will tell you where it might go. The market is not my enemy. My misunderstanding of it is saviors die. Saviors die. If you are trying to be a savior in your family, you could die. But be a responsible first child. If not, what is going to happen is that you will carry this same pattern, and 5 years, 10 years later, your children will be asking somebody else on another masterclass like this. How do you know your edge is ready? Repeatable, defensible, and you have a data of your own that you have observed.
Get ready for today's masterclass.
I really hope you guys took some notes from that video for the recap, because it was packed with a lot of information that we learned. The technical edge, if you are new to trader, I would highly suggest for you or recommend for you to go watch that masterclass from the beginning to the end, because it even changed my trading. I don't know if most of you already know, but I'm also a trader. So yeah, so that episode is quite incredible. I would highly recommend for you to go watch it again. So now I'm going to share some testimonies with you guys. And before I do that, I want to let you know that if you wish to come onto the TP Masterclass, the backstage, to share your testimony, please do so. You can do so by joining our WhatsApp channel. Can you please share the flyer so that people will know where to go for the WhatsApp channel? Once you are part of it, we usually communicate how to give your testimony on that platform, because it would truly help people to know that a lot of people's life are changing on this TP Masterclass, and we would like to share it for everyone to know about the TP Masterclass. You never know who you're going to help. So that is our WhatsApp channel. You can scan the QR code. You can take a screenshot of this screen right now, and then you just click on it, and then it will take you straight to the WhatsApp channel, and then you join on there. We share the information, and then you just give your testimony, or you can also come through the backstage and give your testimony live. That's also something that we have started doing. Okay, so now I'm going to read the testimony for everyone to know what people are sharing once they join the TP Masterclass. So we have quite a few testimonies here. So we have one from Dennis. He said, replay from Kenya, Cliff, you are the best. Keep moving. I am really becoming true you. Always great to hear from you. Amazing. We have another one from Jesse. Said, very powerful masterclass, full of wisdom. The independent trader, exactly. And another person said, I think this is Diana, I am going to start TP1 up to where we are. I am going to take note of every detail. You are my psychology mentor. Amazing to hear. And Nima also said, I had never finished a masterclass with this much anxiety for my transformation. Like, I am excited for my own transformation. God bless you, Mr. Cliff. Amen. Amazing. Thank you, Nima. And we have Mary. Mary said, thank you, Cliff, for everything you are doing for this community. Every episode I watch, I make conscious effort to apply them to my trading and personal life. That's very good, Mary. And Grow Trader Grow episode opened me up to learn more about the trading space. And this is really showing up in my trading right now. That's what we like to hear. I am very happy to hear that it's all the episodes that we share with you guys is truly transforming you. You are becoming. That's what Cliff always says. Always repeat to yourself, I am becoming. I am becoming. So thank you guys so much for always sharing your testimonies with us. We are not going to go straight into the psychology session unless we have something else to share. I don't think we do. But make sure that you are grabbing your notebook, your journal, your anything that you use to take notes with, whether your phone, the notes app. There are so many notes app. If that's what you use to take notes, make sure that you are taking notes for all our session, because it will truly help you in the long run. If you are bored, you can go through your notes and that's what we learned. Yeah, like that's what we like to see. So yeah, if you have not grabbed your notebook, your journal to take notes, please do so right now, because we are going to go on a short break, and then once we come back, it will be the psychology session. So yeah, stay tuned for that, and thank you, everyone. Stay tuned.
It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading. It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading.
What TP Masterclass really is. TP Masterclass is a transformation masterclass that happens every Saturday. It is designed to reshape the way you think, the way you respond, and the way you perform, not just in trading, but in any industry where your mind plays a major role. Even though anyone can benefit from it, the majority of people you'll find here are traders. Why? Because trading is one of the few fields where your mindset, your emotions, and your discipline are tested every single day. Every session blends psychological lessons, that help you understand your thinking and your behavior. Spiritual lessons that strengthen your inner conviction and identity. Practical lessons that give you structure and direction in real life. TP Masterclass exists because most people don't fail due to lack of skill. They fail because their mindset is not prepared for the level they are trying to reach. This masterclass equips you with the mental strength, emotional stability, and clarity needed to perform at a high level. Whether you are a trader, an entrepreneur, or someone trying to grow in life.
All right, if you guys can hear me loud and clear, today we want to go straight into this conversation. So let me know if you can hear me. We have a lot of things to learn today, so we have to be quick. Few things I'm going to address, and then we'll take it out from there, okay? But first of all, just drop some number ones in the chat for me. Let me know that you can hear me loud and clear first. Then on Instagram, if you can hear me, also drop some number ones in the chat for me, everyone. So today we are streaming on only 2 platforms. Instagram and then just YouTube. So if you know somebody who is mostly active on TikTok, tell them to come on our YouTube channel. If somebody who is active on LinkedIn or X, tell them to come on Instagram. We stopped streaming on all these platforms for a reason, because we want to avoid miscommunication. Does that make sense? All right. So today we're going to be having our continuation of our series we started, The Independent Trader. But before we do that, let me honor each and every single person on this masterclass, starting from my team. Shells, thank you. Solomon, thank you. Thank you all for always being part of this vision. And also thank you all for tuning in every Saturday, consistently staying throughout the time duration. Thank you for sharing this masterclass. Thank you for helping this community grow. Today, I want to make an announcement. This announcement, please, it is, first of all those who want to basically, now this announcement, okay, I'm going to pause on this announcement a little bit. I don't think that the announcement needs to be made in order for the effect to take place. So that is fine. I will leave that announcement for today. But one more thing is, many of you may be asking, what's up with the whole entire, TP Masterclass Nigeria. First of all, you know that we are very spiritual people. What that simply means is that we don't just do things because it's logical. We do things because it's aligned, first, with the will of God. Number 2, first, with the realities of the season that we are in. And then third, to make sure that the team, because we move in teams. And so to make sure that the team, entirely, we are all aligned and ready to execute that so that we can give our best and be excellent in that field. And so we are praying. One thing that I can for sure deliver today on this masterclass, we didn't have any flyer prepared for this. But this is just an update so that you know that we are still working on it. I don't want to leave you all, sort of in a space where you are wondering, what should I think about the masterclass? Is this still going to be happening? So we don't want to leave you all in that gap. So I'm going to fill a gap for you. It will not fill all of it, but this is a good news. And I hope that this news really helps somebody. Yes. Don't worry, guys. If my camera freezes, just be patient, because I am trying to do something. It's not my fault. It's purely the platform that we are using. I don't know what is wrong with their glitch system, but it's not my fault. So if at any point my camera is frozen and you can hear me, focus on my voice. Forget about the freezing. Anyways, so the concept is that we've got a number of people registering for the masterclass in different locations. And so what we are going to be doing, Yes, what we are going to be doing is that we are mostly considering how to be able to navigate. So this is a form of a good news. All those in Nigeria, we are coming live to your city. What I am not sure of, I won't say it, but what I am sure of right now is I am sure of the fact that by the grace of God, during my time in prayers and praying with the team, we are going to be doing Abuja. So we are going to be doing the event in Abuja. That for sure, I know the dates and everything will come later. But then we are going to be doing Abuja. So if you know that you are in Abuja, just drop some number ones in the chat or something and let me know. But it's not just only in Abuja, but the good news is we are doing both Abuja and Lagos at the same time. When this came, I was like, wow, this is going to be a beautiful moment. So the itinerary is planned in a way that I will say we are trusting God for the grace, but we are doing Abuja and we are doing Lagos at the same time. So we are not just going to one city in Nigeria. I think we have so many supports in Nigeria to just go do just one city. So by the grace of God, we're going to be doing Nigeria, Lagos, and Abuja. So Lagos first, that for sure I know. We are doing Lagos first, then we will do Abuja last, and then we are done for the masterclass in Nigeria. Then when we are done with Nigeria, TP Masterclass, we will announce the next country as well. Then we'll take it out from there. Is that okay? All right. So the dates and every single thing will be communicated with you all soon. Maybe in the next sequence of the few masterclass ahead, but we will make sure everything is done. And when we are done, we will let you all know how we will need help from the TP, family members in those cities to know how we can be able to make sure this thing works perfectly. Of course, we are going to be partnering up with some people over there already, but at the same time, we want this to be a family affair. So we will make sure that we communicate effectively with you all. That is one of the updates. Also, all those that were trying to join the TPA, which is a trading psychology accountability application system. Also, I have good news is that soon you all are going to have the chance to download an application. You're going to have the chance to download an app. So it won't be a web-based application anymore. It will be an actual app that you can be able to use. Now, the app is no more going to be TPA. It's not going to be trading psychology accountability. The app will be Cheqin. The Cheqin is spelled CHEQ-IN. We will talk to you guys about all of that. This is going to be something you can just download and use to be able to help yourself and so on and so forth. So this is another update coming soon for the community. This is huge. So very soon, TP Family will have its own app that can be able to hold you accountable in a way. It will not solve all your problems. Why? I'm going to be very transparent. Because some of you, what you need is not an app. What you need is transformation. But the app is going to be able to help you while you are being transformed, or if you know that you are on your way to that transformation and you need extra help, the app will be able to do a lot of things for you. It will hold you accountable. It will remind you of steps. It will help you to track certain behaviors and patterns. You are just going to love it. So there are a few things that is coming up that I'm happy to share with you all. And so all that you have to do is to just basically be patient with us, because all of these things takes systems and structures to be able to create it. Does that make sense? The next thing I want to say is that many people sometimes ask this question: how do I join the TP family? If you are on TP Masterclass, you are already part of TP family. If you are following us across our social medias, you are already part of TP family. You just need to be able to make sure your heart is connected to the vision. Your heart is connected to the dimensions of everything that we are doing. If we are teaching something, you are listening. If I post something, you are learning. If you want to talk to me, you are booking consultation. That is how the community operates. This is not a community that will put you in a Telegram channel and telling you do this, do that. No, we don't do that. You are not a child. You are a grown-up person that is trying to build a life, and we need to treat you with that respect. So we are not going to bombard you with so many notifications, buy this, do this. No. You want transformation, we will give you the direction. You want to do this, we give you the direction. So that is why even in our WhatsApp channel, we give you directions, we give you announcements. the team will always be posting. If we are live, if we are doing this, they do all of that. So we are not there to basically make it look like you don't know what you should be looking for. You know what is right. You know that every 6 p.m. UK time, this masterclass is live. We are going to remind you, but at least you need to have it on your calendar as well. So all these things really makes it very beautiful for the community to grow in that form of maturity. All right. So with that all being said, since we have a lot of things to learn today, I'm going to go straight into the masterclass for today, God willing. And I pray that before we get started, Father, we thank you so much for every single thing you're going to be doing for all the individuals on this masterclass, the traders, the entrepreneurs, the businessmen, women, the father, the mother, the husband, the wife, each and every single person looking for a transformation, the content creator, the performer in every form of any industry here, whether you are a footballer, whatever that you are, if you are here to learn things to transform your mind, the AI business owners, whatever that you are here for, I pray that may God give you understanding. Father, we thank you for every single thing you keep on doing for us. Blessed be your name, oh God. In Jesus' matchless name we have prayed. Amen. All right. So before we go into today, in the past couple of few weeks, we have been learning some things at the back end. So I will do a quick recap, and then we will take it out from there. I'm sure you guys already watched the recap video the team put up together already. But in this episode, by the end of this episode, I want every trader, because I'm speaking to traders in this episodes, this series specifically. We have so many series we've done this year. We have so many episodes we've done throughout TP Masterclass. I think we are on our 64th episode. Some of them just me, myself. We have the likes of Kema Trays. They have so many information. Willis, we have Pastor Coyote has been through, Derek Abaite from Connected Minds. We have Sonia Ibrahim. We have PK Forsen. So many content is on our platform. And this year alone, I can't wait for you guys to know the next person that we are bringing onto this masterclass to teach you something. I will not announce it here today, but at the end of the day, you guys are gonna love it this month. So this season, we are doing a series called the Independent Trader Series. The reason why I started the Independent Trader Series is because I've heard many people. Anyways, so I've heard many people saying, Cliff, where do I start from? What do I do? And this and this and this and that. Before I talk about this information, first of all, I want to know where you guys. Let me talk to you guys all for a second. How are you all doing? Please let me know where you're tuning in from. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Just Solomon will be bringing up on the screen. Let me know where you are all tuning in from. I just want to know and throw a shout out to you all quickly, because that is something that I do. I feel like it's very beautiful when we do that. So let me just say hello to you all first before we go into today's session. I couldn't do that. I would take like 2 or 3 or 5 names, and then I would just say hello to you all, and then we'll take it out from there. Is that okay? All right. Okay, so we have first time joining. So we have official Joshua Ekpe, if I pronounce your name well. Thank you so much for joining first time. And we hope that you stay, and we hope that you learn. Nigeria in the house. Nigeria in the house. Ghana. Okay. Thank you so much. Nigeria again in the house. Thank you for joining. King Kobe, thank you for joining. Ghana in the house. Do we have any other country somewhere else? The UK in the house. Thank you so much for tuning in all the time. Benin country. Thank you for tuning in as well. I appreciate it. South Africa in the house. Thank you. Thank you. I really, really appreciate it for you tuning in. We have Dubai. Thank you, Habibi. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Kenya in the house. Thank you, John Wema. John, how are you doing? Uganda, UG. Nelson, how are you doing? There are people, when I see them, I know them by name. For example, John Wema, he has been here since how many months now? I think in the beginning, someone like Nelson. I appreciate you all. Lucas, thank you for joining. Brazil in the house. Thank you. So the people from Brazil and other countries, if I speak, do you guys understand my accent? Accent is very beautiful. Cape Town, South Africa. I remember I was talking to one of my mentees, and I'm not done yet. I'm still going to be throwing shout outs, but I want to say something before we go in. I was talking to one of my mentees, something very funny. And, we're talking about trading. I was like, oh, do not deposit, this amount of money in your account. So I'm like, don't deposit this amount of money in your account. And she was like, oh, okay. But anyway, what? Like, Cliff, can you repeat again? I said, do not deposit. What? And I said, deposit. And I think she thought about it, spelt it. I said, oh, deposit. And that was when I knew that in this world, you need several graces, several skills, several accents to be able to even help people globally. So from where I come from, we say deposit, deposit, deposit. And she said, oh, deposit. Beautiful accent, deposit. Anyways, can I throw a more shout out to some people again, and we just wrap up and then we go on. Who else do we have out there? So we have Kuwait, Nema from Kuwait. I saw you as well. Uganda in the house. Thank you so much for tuning in. We have Namibia. Wait, I know this name. I know this name. I know this name. I know this. I know this person from Namibia. I know a name, but this is not the name that I know. Anyways, I know this person, but I don't know why I'm forgetting the name. I normally call you with. Anyways, next person. Who else do we have? We have Jos. Okay, Nigeria. Jos. Nice to have you guys here, Benin country. Okay, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Today we're going to basically just go into the masterclass for today. Today's session is the continuation of everything we have started already. And I want you guys to really pay attention to today's masterclass because this is one of my favorite parts of the topic we're going to be learning today. And we'll take it out from there, okay? Okay, so in the past few weeks, we've been learning the independent trader series. So we started episode 1. But before I do the recap, I want you to understand something. In this episode, I want you to understand that behavioral edge is not about controlling emotions. It is about knowing your own patterns well enough so that you can be able to manage yourself before and during and after market test you. So when we started episode 1, we talked about the system. Do you guys all remember? We're talking about the systems, the hierarchy, and we broke it down and made everybody understand that we as retail traders, we are not really connected to the market the way we wish we were. In fact, we are connected to the market in a whole different way than we can ever imagine. And that is just a reality. And so we understood that if the financial market, the infrastructures are not created for us, then the question is, what are we going to do about it? And we have come to the realization, until we build it, until we create it independently, collectively, systematically, structurally, then nothing will grow. So that was the foundation we built. Why? Because when you understand the position you are in, you behave well. And that was the idea that we started from. Then we went to episode 2. We spoke about technical edge. The purpose of the technical edge was not to talk to you about fair value gaps. I was trying to let you understand that there are technical, mechanical things you need to know. If you don't know them, you can't function well. For example, we gave an example about pilots. And we said, if you pick up the pilot does not only just know how to fly a plane, they understand aerodynamics. So they understand why the plane even flies. So as a trader, you understanding just other blocks by the lines you are drawing is not enough. You need to understand why they are appearing there. So we broke down so many different things. I explained stop cluster. I explained transactions, why these things happen. I explained a lot, and I would prefer that you go back and then you watch the episode 2 of our independent trader series. I'm pretty much sure that, the team has already created a playlist at the back end already. So we already have a playlist that says independent trader. So, and I think all the time Solomon is updating it anyway, so you guys can see it as well. So it's perfectly clear. Sorry about that. If you hear me coughing today, it's because I've had a pretty much very long week, a little bit. So I'm a little bit not sick by the grace of God, thank God, but I'm also not too, I can brag about energy. Let me put it that way. So in episode 3, what I'm trying to do is to talk about something very important. The topic for today is behavioral edge. 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 Now, the purpose of this episode today, in order for us to survive the any technical issues, I'm going to share my screen in the beginning, but at some point I will also try and let you guys take the notes so that we don't have any technical difficulties. Okay. Also, by the way, if you have not liked this stream already, kindly just reminded to like this stream, because the more you like it, the more it helps us to be able to grow as well. Thank you. I'll really, really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Perfect. So I'm going to share my screen a bit. We take it up from there. So behavioral edge is our topic for today. If you are ready for today's masterclass, kindly just drop some ones in the chat before we go on. If you are ready for today's masterclass, kindly just drop some number ones in the chat before we go on. Okay. Perfect. I'm going to share my screen. My goal is today, I don't want to waste anybody's time as always. So when you come onto this masterclass, please have patience with me. I genuinely really want you to get the best out of this masterclass from the bottom of my heart. And so I know it takes time for us to learn one session is because it takes time to know who you are. Does that make sense? Very important that you understand that. Okay. Behavioral Edge. Episode 3, EP 3. We are talking about behavioral edge. Now, before we do that, I want us to look at behavior first as a concept. So before we even talk about behavioral edge, we need to agree on what behavior actually really is, right? So the first thing we are going to be looking at is, let's define behavior. Behavior is pretty much the consistent, observable expression of what you actually believe. So if I say I believe I am a trader, if my behavior is opposite a trader's behavior, it means that some part of my conviction is not true. Are you with me? So this is why, if you remember our identity series, I call the framework the IBP-HBR framework. So the IBP-HBR framework is when we pick identity, beliefs, and personality. These three here is internal. You can't see them. Then invisible, and then very visible and very visible. So an individual who you think you are as your identity, the belief system will now support the identity. So if I believe, or if I am somebody that I grew up in a way where I don't think people are helpful, I don't think people love, I don't think people are genuine. If that is the environment I grew up in, my identity will look like people don't really help you, so always you are alone. Then my belief system will be people will not help you, do it by yourself. So my personality will be like, if I go somewhere and people want to offer me something or help, I'll be quiet, reserved, not because I am quiet. It's just that my personality is packaging my beliefs and my identity. Then my habits will be when I don't delegate things. I will always try to do things on my own. Then my belief system, very simple. My behavior here, very simple. You will start to see a behavior coming out of me always being stressed because, I think people don't help. So that is the same thing, how this works. So your behavior is an expression of these three. So your behavior is an expression of these three built by habits. Are you with me? Your behavior is an observable. That means if you live with me for 2 weeks, you will actually know how Cliff is. That means you will know Cliff is not really an interesting outgoing fella. Like he's not really an interesting outgoing guy. He's always in his office. He's always at home. He's always just there, either researching, building. That is all my behavior is. Now, it doesn't mean that it's good. It just means this is my behavior now, right? So let's say, God forbid, I am now experiencing some of a stress. They will advise me, Cliff, I know you want to always keep on working, but start living a healthy life also as well, a life balance. So you will know that even though what I'm doing may be great, my behavior may not be great, and that because you can observe it and know that you can advise me about it. Does that make sense? Good. So a behavior is the consistent, a behavior is the consistent. A behavior is the consistent, observable. You can observe it. It's consistent, it's observable expression of what you actually believe. Very important that you understand this. So it is not about what you say you believe, it's actually what you believe. So your behavior basically is not controlled by your intentions. It is not controlled by your knowledge, and it's not controlled by what you genuinely believe at a level deeper than your words. So if the things you say, that's what they have a saying that talk is cheap. So if what you say, so that is why mostly you will find yourself wondering, why did I tell myself I will not do XYZ in the financial market as a trader, but yet I ended up doing it? You will understand by the end of this episode. So yeah, pretty much that is a behavior. Then the thing that I want to talk about, another definition I want to give to you guys, is behavioral pattern. So a behavioral pattern is the recurring response that you specifically get triggered by that has been repeated over a period of time. So that means when we say this is the person's behavior pattern, it means you can actually identify them, name them, connect them, and what is the word again I'm looking for? You can also highlight them. Yes, that is the word, highlight. Do you understand? Very good. So now that you understand why behavior is, that behavior is a consistent, observable, expression of what you actually believe. That means when you look at somebody, you can tell their behavior. Now, there is a difference between a behavior and a personality. Mostly personality is like the PR of these two. I don't want to explain this. Go back and watch our identity series. You will be able to really understand what that simply means. Does that make sense? So I'm going to be using this to build the structure of today's masterclass. Very important to understand that. So let's go into today's masterclass. Most people really think that behavioral edge means not being emotional. So there are many people who come to me and tell me, Cliff, how do I manage my emotions? I understand what the question is, but truly what they are looking for is how do I go into the market and not feel emotions? This is what truly many people are looking for. Like, Cliff, how do I actually really go into the market and not feel emotions? Are you guys with me? This is truly what people are really thinking. So when you talk about having an edge over the market emotionally, behaviorally, the individual is thinking about how do I not actually feel the emotions at all? But I want you to know this is wrong. Every trader is emotional. I am emotional. I should be emotional because I'm a human being. That professional trader is emotional. That is why he has a whole entire strict rules around him. Every single one. The professionals, the fund managers, the experienced traders, they all feel it. The difference is not the absence of emotions. It is the difference is what you do with it. So the emotions will come. Already, if this is your first time you are hearing this, we have a masterclass on our live tab called Emotional Intelligence Part 1 and Part 2. You should watch it. So emotions are perfectly normal. We have the basic emotions. Then we have complex emotions. What you don't want in your trading is the complex one. Complex emotion is where two or more emotions comes together to form a complex one. So if you are somebody that you went into the market and you lost and you got angry. No problem. That is fine. But after the anger, you saw somebody making money in trading on the social media, so you felt a little bit of envy. These two coming together will lead to compulsive trades that will let you revenge trade. So when you now meditate on these two of them, man, why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do this? So the more you spend time meditating on this, eventually it leads to revenge trading. This is the kind of complex emotion you don't want in your trading. Does that make sense? So number one, you need to be able to understand that you cannot be able to take emotions out of the industry completely. You can't take it out of your life. Emotions are always going to exist in every single person that you are. It doesn't matter. So that is why it brings us to this point. If you cannot be able to eliminate emotions from your trading, if you cannot be able to eliminate emotions from your life, and you cannot be able to do anything about the things that will happen in the market, what then do you need? So we understood that in the beginning of this masterclass, the beginning of the series we are doing, we understood that in order for you to be able to survive in this industry, there are edges you need to have. And we realize that an edge is not the strategy. The strategy is just a tool the individual is using. It's just the tool the individual is using. So an edge is not necessarily you being able to use something. An edge is something you own. So last week we said an edge is something you can defend, repeat, and you can be able to also make it your own. Are you with me? So what this simply means, now watch this. What this simply means, I said we have technical edge. We already established that. And I said we have risk edge, not in the order of priorities, but I'm mentioning it. We have behavioral edge, the one that we are looking at today. And we have data edge. We've looked at this. We are now looking at this. It's left with this and this. And I want you to understand something very carefully here. If you understand what we are about to learn here today, you will understand why many things that you are doing now seems not to be working. So if they say somebody has an edge over their behavior, it doesn't mean they don't feel emotions. It doesn't mean their behaviors don't get exposed. It means that the person has been able to come to the ability. Anytime I talk about this here, you have heard me explain this before. When we talk about the word ability, I connect it to the word capacity. The reason why I connect ability to capacity, it is because ability is the capacity of how you can do something. So let's say if this is a bottle of, let's say, a glass that you use to drink water. This glass has the ability to preserve water, but the capacity is 0.5 ml. That's it. Are you with me? It has the ability to preserve water, correct? But the capacity is 0.5. So even though a cup has the ability to preserve water, if the capacity is small, it can preserve a poly tank. It can preserve a tank. Let me put it that way. Are you with me? It can preserve a water of 1 liter. Why? Because it doesn't have the capacity of 1 liter strength, but it has the ability to preserve water though. So when we say that behavioral edge is the ability to, number one, recognize. So it is the ability, let's put the word ability here when we talk about behavioral edge. It is the ability to recognize your own psychological patterns. I'm going to write it well. It is the ability to recognize your own psychological patterns Now you can continue to write from here. It is the ability to recognize your own psychological patterns, manage them under pressure, and make decisions that are consistent with your system, regardless of how you feel in the moment. Sorry. It is the ability to recognize your own psychological patterns, manage them under pressure, and make decisions that are consistent with your system, regardless of how you feel in the moment. So the feeling is going to be there. You can't eliminate the feelings. It is going to be there, but you need to be able to have the ability, number one, to recognize. So now I want to know that you guys are understanding this. Let us explain this. If we say somebody needs to have the ability to recognize, remember what did I tell you? I told you that when you hear the word ability to do something, you can only have the ability to do something to the expanse of the capacity. So if you come here right now and you give me the responsibility of let's say UAE, you give me the responsibility of, let's say, Ukraine. Thank you for the title. Thank you for the role. But do I have the capacity? So capacity here comes with so many different things. But I don't want this to be just English, because one of the things that many retail traders struggle with is English. When I say they struggle with, meaning that there are many English words in this industry that is not well broken down for that people can understand it. So when we say ability to recognize, I want to know that you know what I mean. So number one, ability means you are capable of recognizing it. But to what extent? So watch this. If right now I tell you that you have, let's say, God forbid, these words comes out of my mouth and I say you are useless. If that thing pains you and you are heartbroken, it was an ability to recognize the broken heart based on what I said. So it is an ability, you recognize it. So those ones are basic emotions. Watch. Where is it? Where is it? Those things are basic. So many people listening to me right now, you have the ability to recognize basic emotions. You don't have a problem with that. I am angry. I am sad. I am worried. I am what? I'm afraid. They are basic. You have the ability for that. What you don't have the ability for, and why probably you are on this masterclass, is the complex part of the things you are feeling, is the psychological patterns. So that is why you're going to understand the whole entire thing I always repeat. I tell you, trading psychology is the study of your mindset, your emotions, and your behavior. So when you come onto this masterclass, all that I am doing is nothing different from what you are supposed to be doing. The only thing is I'm using my experience and my background to give you broken down complex information you can use to do what? To recognize your psychological patterns. So what that simply means, what this simply means is that when you now come onto this masterclass, if you are a 0.5 ml, I am enlarging your capacity so that you can have the ability to recognize your own psychological patterns. So it is probably on this call, you will hear the word anchor bias. And what is that? I will tell you, it is a cognitive bias that makes you do X, Y, Z. Oh, so that is why all the time I'm like, why am I still in the trade? Oh, Cliff is the one that made me understand that. Oh, okay, let me go and do a research. So now we are enlarging your capacity. So that means the more you are enlarged as a student on this masterclass, the more you will have the ability to recognize. So maybe many years ago, many months ago, you were like, I don't know why I'm afraid of losing. Now I'm telling you, there is a name for that. It's called loss aversion. It's when you have the tendency that you don't want to lose, and it has become greater than your desire to gain. And I will explain, it is the same thing that happens to a couple that do not love each other anymore. The couple will rather prefer to stay with each other, hurt each other, rather than to see themselves being with other people. It's called loss aversion. Oh, so Cliff, what you're basically saying is that me not wanting to lose, which has become greater than my desire to gain, is normal? Yes. But it is abnormal in the context of the results you are looking for, because nobody wants to lose. Ability to recognize your own psychological patterns. So my job as a teacher on this masterclass is not for you to think I can speak English. It's for me to break things down for you so that you can be able to go back in your journal, in your life, and to be able to recognize your own. The key word there, own, watch my screen. The key word there, own, your own, is very important. I think I just clocked some UK accent right there. Important. Did you hear that? Anyway, your own importance. Let's come back to my country now. Your own important psychological patterns. Are you with me? Drop some ones in the chat if you are learning. So if somebody says that when you pick up the word responsibility, responsibility is the ability to respond. Do you understand now? It is the ability to respond. Very important that you understand. It is the ability to respond. So that means if they put you in charge of a house and you don't have the capacity to be the boss in that house, you can be responsible, but to some extent, your responsibility will end there. Imagine you have a father, who is traveling and tell maybe the house manager that watch my kids and make sure they don't do XYZ. The kids will listen to you, but if some of them are elderly, at some point, your responsibility will end there. They will do what they want regardless. Ability to respond. So if we say the ability to recognize your own psychological patterns, it means there is something you need from this call to increase that ability. What is that? Can we drop it in the chat? Let me know. I wanna see the comment, then we can move on. As soon as I know that somebody gets the answer for these few lines, I am good to continue. Ability to recognize. That means on this call, you are looking for something. It's like when somebody is mining gold. It's like when you are looking for something in your room. Maybe something has been scattered. You are looking for something. What is that? I want you to know what you are looking for, so that when you're on this call, you will not waste your time. That means even if you don't like me, forget about me and look for that thing. Many people don't like the ground to be dirty, but when you're looking for gold, you don't care. You will get yourself dirty. Is that true? So you are looking for something. I want to know that you know what that is. Can we bring the comment up on the screen for me, please? I want somebody to see if we can get it correct. What are you looking for based on this sentence I said? The ability to recognize. What are you looking for? I'll take that. I'll partially take that. I want something specific. A word. You are looking for something. You need to know. Self-awareness is great, but self-awareness self-awareness is the result of that thing. Conviction, I will take that. Good. I will take conviction as a word. Your capacity will be increased when that thing happens. I know that it is a very rhetorical question, but I want you to know clarity. I will pick that. Clarity on something. But most importantly, you are looking for a specific knowledge. Please write it down. You not just any knowledge, specific knowledge. You are looking for a very specific knowledge. That knowledge will give you clarity. That knowledge will give you convictions. That knowledge will give you understanding. Thank you. You are looking for something specific. So now by this alone, you don't need me to tell you focus. You don't need me to tell you focus on the masterclass. You don't need me to tell you avoid distractions. You understand what I'm saying? You're looking for something specific. And the moment that thing lands in your head, everything will start becoming clear. Don't forget that. Very important. Are you with me? Very good. Okay. Behavioral edge. Behavioral edge. Okay. Now we can go on. So now we have the definition of a behavioral edge. You have it written down? That it is the ability to recognize your own psychological patterns. The ability for you to manage them when you are under pressure and make decisions that are consistent with your system regardless of how you feel in the moment. In the moment. So that means behavioral edge is not personality. Would you agree? That means when we talk about behavioral edge, it's not about your personality. That means behavioral edge is not a personality conversation. It's not a natural talent. The moment you hear edge, it means skills and effort has gone in. So that means behavioral edge, please know this, is something you build. You build it. The same way you build technical edge is how you build behavioral edge. Now, how then do you build behavioral edge? I'm going to give you a quick words here. You build it through observation. You build it through data. You build it through honest self-assessment. Honest self-assessment. Very important. Are you all with me? So by this alone, you should be able to understand the behavioral edge is not the absence of emotion. It is the management of self under the pressure of your behavior in that moment. So that means we are all going to face uncertainties in this market. How you behave is not the problem, it's how you manage the behavior. We'll talk about more of that. Let's go into it. Now, behavioral edge is not built in a psychological book. It is not something that you can build on this masterclass alone. It is built in the same way as I told you, you build your technical edge and every single thing and so on and so forth. Because the truth of the matter is, your patterns will not show up when you are doing nothing. Your patterns shows up when you are doing something. Is that true? So when you back test honestly, you will now see where you have exited early. You will now see, when you are forward testing, you will understand certain things very well. Okay, so this is why this and that was happening and so on and so forth. And so in order for you to be able to build that edge, you need patterns. So every single person's behavior has a pattern. And if you remember last week masterclass, I explained something and I said, if you study somebody for so long, you'll be able to tell their behavior. So all these things are clear. Today's masterclass is going to be very simple. We are going to be doing a lot, but very simple as all. I want to show you something. There are many people listening to me right now. There are different forms of traders watching me now, and I'm talking to 3 levels of traders today. 3 levels, because I'm going to be spending time on a dimension of this conversation here. But I want you to understand clearly what we are learning today. You see, what I'm trying to basically tell you and what we are learning so that you will understand is this. There are certain things that will happen to you in this industry, whether you like it or not. So the goal is not to create a suppressed behavior. The goal is to understand your psychological patterns so that when it does happen, and it will, you will know what to do. So even though this information today will give you some knowledge of what to do, the main point is conviction I want to give you first. There are 3 levels of behavioral awareness. Let's start from there. I'm going to write something down. There are 3 levels of behavioral awareness. Let's start from level 1. So, every trader listening to me right now, you are either in level 1 or level 2 or level 3. When we are done with level 1, 2, and 3, the next thing we'll talk about is the scenarios and the reality management of these behaviors. The level 1 is the trader who, if you are watching me right now, you don't even know you have that behavior. Level 1. So you are a trader. You don't even know what behavior is sabotaging you. That is level 1. You know that you are making mistakes, correct? You are making those mistakes repeatedly over and over and over and over and over and over again. You know that for sure. But you cannot be able to understand why that behavior, you don't even know what behavior, but you know that these are the mistakes. So is it the strategy you're asking yourself? Is it bad luck? Some people even connect that. Is it that you don't have understanding? There are so many questions in your head. Now, the truth of the matter is, if you are in level 1, the honest gospel truth is you cannot fix what you cannot see. So the first tool every individual in this level 1 needs is your journal. Very important. You cannot be able to survive level 1 without a journal. A journal that you are writing your honest review in it consistently. Honestly, consistently. Why? Because if you can ask yourself one specific question, it can lead you to many answers you are looking for. So in your journal, many people have journals, but in their journal, all they have is entry and exit and so on and so forth. They have zero emotional journaling in there. So if you don't know why certain things is happening in your trading, that is you being in level number 1. You don't know you have that behavior. Level number 2, you know you have the behavior. You know you have the behavior, but you are struggling to manage it. First of all, let's go back to level number 1. If you don't know the kind of behavior, or if you don't even know what is even happening to you and why certain things are happening in the market, drop the number 1s in the chat. So that you will know that we are talking to different categories of people. If you know that you have this behavior, but you are struggling to manage it, drop number 2s in the chat. For me, I struggled with all of them. Number 1, I struggled from 2012 to 2015. I struggled with me not even knowing exactly what this was, and even when I came to find out, it was not easy to manage it because it has been wired. Does that make sense? So number 1, if you are in level 1, drop number 1. If you are in level 2, drop number 2. Level 2 is for those who know that this is the behavior, but then they are struggling to manage it. So this trader is aware. They know they revenge trade. They know that they exit early. They know that. They know they overtrade after a loss. But knowing has not stopped the behavior. They have come to this masterclass. It has helped them. They know. So this is where most traders mostly are stuck. And this is where the real work actually begins. So level 1 is only for awareness. Level 2 is after you have become aware, learning how to manage it, control it, regulate it is another problem. Are you all with me? Then level 3, is a trader that they know they have the behavior and then they are managing it. This trader, he has not eliminated it, but one of the struggles of this trader or this person is they are managing it. They know how to manage it. They are managing it, but they feel stressed because the day they don't manage, or the day that they are not able to be in the position of doing exactly what needs to be done, if something goes south, they really get discouraged. So level 3 is a trader who knows what the behaviors are, but then they are basically struggling to accept the fact that even though you are managing it, it can still go south for you one way or the other. So these are the 3 levels of traders I'm talking to today. Level 1, they don't know at all what the problem is. Level 2, they know, but they are struggling to manage it. Level 3, they know and they are managing it, but they don't want to accept the fact that sometimes, regardless of whatever you know, life can still happen. These are the 3 levels of traders I'm talking to today. All of the conversation we are going to be having today as a trader is connected to what I call the scenarios. This is it. Every single thing I'm going to be teaching today, this is where I want the conviction to come from. That is it. So when I say the scenarios, what do I mean? There are certain things that no matter how good you are as a trader, those scenarios, they will never depart from your life as a trader. I'm going to give you an example, and you will give me some of them, and we will start talking about this. Scenario number one, I will give you an example. The fake out or the fake setup. I want you to give me some scenarios you know yourself. And right now, let's talk about it. We're going to talk about, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for you today. Give me some. I'm giving you one. The fake out scenario. That is the first one I will talk to you about. Give me some of the scenarios you know, because these are the situations why many of you today here are on this call, on this live stream. Let us bring some of the names on the screen for me, please. Missing out. Okay, so is that FOMO? I mean, yeah, missing out. I like that. I like the fact that you didn't put fear of missing out and you put just missing out, because missing out is something that will happen whether you like it or not. I like that. That was a very good one. Liquidity sweep. Okay. Also, basically, whether faking out or whatever or not. Also great. Inducement. Okay. I mean, we can call it that way. Okay. Overtrading. I like that. Overtrading. Anybody else? Okay, so we've got some liquidity sweep. Can I get something else again? Okay, we have missing out, so we're going to put it in the same category. Anybody else? Okay, it's good that you know. Okay, news. Okay, I mean, yeah, fair enough. I don't know what to say about that, but then I'm glad you guys are contributing. Good. At least I can tell that you are here. So the first one, let's talk about the first one. The first one is the fake setup. Scenario number one. Okay, number one, fake setup. In other words, fake out. You can call it whatever you want. Look at my screen. So I want you to understand something now. This is scenario number one. Listen to me carefully. Listen. Look at the screen. The things we are about to talk about here, when I say the scenarios, they are not hypothetical situations. You know that English? It's not a hypothetical situation. Meaning we are not trying to speak a parable. They will happen to you. Wherever you are right now, write it in your book that the scenarios we are about to talk about, they will happen to me. So I need to learn how to have an edge over those scenarios. Write it down. Many of you writing this, you think is what do you call it? You are prophesying negative. This is not negative. This is true story. So write it down that these scenarios we are about to talk about, they will happen to me. Don't say they will happen to you. Don't write to you. Write to me. So therefore, I need to learn how to have an edge over them. Please write it up that they will happen to you, because they will. Accept it now, today, 2nd of May. Enter this month with realistic mindsets. Those scenarios that will happen to you. But the goal is for you to have an edge over them. Is that true? Good. So they will happen to you, whoever you are. In fact, the things we're about to talk about now, some of them are happening to you right now. So the goal is not to avoid them. It is for you to know what to do inside those scenarios. That is my message for today, behavioral edge. That's my goal, is that you understand that the things we are about to talk about, they are not hypothetical situations. They will happen to you, if not today, tomorrow, if not next week, next 2 weeks, they will happen. And when they happen, you want to be able to be at the point where you have the ability to recognize your psychological patterns so that you can be able to survive in the market in that context. Are you with me? Very important that you understand that. Scenario number one. What is a fake out? You see a setup, it's clean, everything on your box is ticked. Your box, not the box, your box is ticked. Your checklist is on point. Then all of a sudden, the market moves against you immediately. Now, one of the things that I've seen many people struggling with in this industry is when they think there is an antidote to make sure this never happens to you. Fake out. This is why many people are struggling. The moment you start positioning yourself in a way you don't want to lose, you don't want to be faked out, you don't want to miss a setup analysis, you want to be too perfect, you start to have a problem. You need to understand that you are going to do your best, and you will do your best. But whatever happens in the situation of the market, your goal is not to eliminate the situation. Your goal is to be able to be in the situation and have an edge over it. It's like a pilot, when they are training them. Imagine if they are training a pilot and they tell a pilot, if the plane is crashing, these are the things you need to do. And you're like, God forbid, I'm a child of God, and even though I'm becoming a pilot, as a child of God, accident is far away from me. I am the head and not the tail. Chief, you are joking. It got nothing to do with that. Sit down, listen, and write down the measurement of how you can survive in a situation when there is a huge, crazy turbulence as a pilot. Are you with me? Or you go into the plane and they pick up the what do you call it again? The measures you take to be able to make sure that you are safe if an emergency happens. So we call it emergency measures. So they sit down, they stand in front of you, they are teaching you. You don't want to learn because you are afraid if you learn those emergency measures, it means you are attracting emergency. It's not true. There are things, when you enter them, you need to accept the realities and you need to learn them, how to manage them. So the first one is fake setup. Fake out was never meant to be learned by a retail trader to avoid them, but to learn how to have an edge over it. So there are many things that when people are learning in this industry, they learn it to want to avoid it. For example, let's say liquidity sweep. Even if you don't get swept today, you will be swept tomorrow because you deserve it. You know, one person can't be under the bus all the time. You too, you have to take a turn. You know, so this is how it works. So there are some things when you are learning, the goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to understand them and know how to rise above it, even when the situation is like that. It's like losing a loved one. Nobody wants to lose a loved one. Nobody wants to lose somebody that they love. But is it going to happen sooner or later? Up to almost everybody here under the sound of my voice? Yes. But do we want to think about it? No. But would it happen? Definitely, most probably, yes. And when it happens, what would you do? You have to find a way to move on. And it's not going to be easy. You are going to cry. You are going to grieve. You are going to go through all the signs of the pain, but you gotta have to go through it. Same thing with trading. So the first scenario is fake setup. All your boxes are ticked. Now, fake setup does not always simply means that the market manipulates you or faked you or no. It also sometimes means, according to the checklist you are taking, everything was good until it wasn't good. And the moment that happens, you accept the reality. Are you learning? So if you were wrong, it is not because your strategy failed, but because the setup was not strong as you read it to be. So when this happened, and it will, you need to understand it's part of the business. I want to give you a definition. Let's define something here. I want to define something. There is something called false confluence. There is something called false confluence. False confluence is when multiple technical factors will appear on your charts, and then they will align in a favor to your trade, but the underlying market structure may not support the move. So it's called false confluence. There is something like that. Now, the reason why it is false mostly is not always because the market is trying to induce you, manipulate you, or create a sense of manipulation. No, you are a human being. I've said this before. You are a human being. And as a human being, no matter what happens, you will not always see something right. I remember one time I was watching a video and the guy was just dancing. He was just dancing to this new song that is going everywhere on the social media. And he was just dancing. Behind him was a statue. I didn't see the statue, not because he was blocking it. The statue was way bigger than the guy. But I didn't see the statue because I was not looking at the statue. Now, if I didn't watch the video again, I would have not seen the statue and I would have passed by, but the statue was already there. I didn't see it. I genuinely really didn't. Why? Because I didn't watch it. I came across the video. It was in my eye, but I was not looking for a statue, so I never saw it. We have talked about this before. It's when your reticular activating system is not activated yet. So what that simply means is when you are not focused on something, you will not see it. So that is the same thing. A false confluence is when you think that you have analyzed the market from different multiple sources. Great. And it is supposed to be aligned in your favor to that trade. But because of some underlying simply means things that may not catch your eye. So it can sometimes give you false setup. So the issue is not that the setup was fake. The issue is what happens after the consequences came with that such kind of a setup. Now, most traders will now respond to a fake setup with one or two of these behaviors. Remember, what are we learning? Behavioral edge. So every single scenario I'm about to mention to you, I will mention the scenario and I will show you the behavior and I will tell you what should have been done. If you understand the structure of the topic, please drop some ones in the chat. So what we are learning is I'm going to be mentioning scenarios. For example, fake setup, getting faked out. When I mention the scenario, I will tell you the kind of behavior that is normally connected to this kind of scenario. If this behavior is being found in you, what should you have done or should do to survive, to have an edge over that behavior? Are you with me? Yeah, I really hope you understand my topic. If you understand my topic, it is almost already done. Because sometimes understanding the topic is where the conviction is, not the many things I am saying, the topic. I want to say it again. The topic I am teaching today is behavioral edge. I'm trying to let you understand there are scenarios, whether you like it or not, they are realities of the business. They will happen to you. They are not hypothetical. They will happen. And when they happen, it will trigger some behaviors. So I want to mention those scenarios, show you the behaviors they trigger so that you will know what to do when those behaviors are triggered. That is my topic. That is it. So that you can have an edge over that behavior. Behavioral edge. That's it. Let's rock and roll. Scenario number 1, fake setup. So what did I say? When this happens, there are behaviors that the person will feel. First one, I wrote down here. Please write it down. The first one, so the behavior that comes from this, very soon I will stop taking the note here. But then even if we stop, so that I can preserve some battery, okay? Because I'm using many devices here and I need to be able to make sure that the camera doesn't go off or whatever. No. Anyway, so the behavior here connected to the fixed setup is very simple. Let me even ask you a question. Let me know that you guys know, because we are learning psychology. So I'm not the only teacher here. You are also a teacher of your own business. Let me ask you a question. if an individual experiences a fake setup scenario, what are some of the behavior you can see by expression physically? Tell me. Give me some examples. I need to know that you know. Tell me. Can we bring it up on the screen if we have any answers? Tell me. I'm being very practical today. We need to know some of the behaviors you can tell. This is one of the behaviors. I like that. Anger, that one. Anxiety. Okay, so these are emotions. They are great, but I want you to connect what you are saying to a behavior. Remember, behavior is something you can see, right? You can see it. Okay, not bad. Not bad. So behavior, hope. Okay, so let's write behavior number one. So behavior is something you can see. So I'm going to give you an example. Okay, the trader, even though the price faked them out, majority of the times the behaviors that you will normally see physically from their charts is that trader will be holding the trade. So somebody gave me the answer. That trader will be holding the trade, hoping that it will come back. This is behavior number one. Are you with me now? So when a fake out happens, so if you were a trader and you just basically just started, listen to me right now. Please, can we share my screen? I want to say something. Listen to me. If you are a trader, watch this. Fake out is going to happen to you whether you like it or not. You will experience fake out. You can't do anything about that. You will experience fake out from time to time again. You will not always get it perfect. When it happens, one of the behaviors you should be able to expect in your trading path is you are going to want to hold the trade hoping it will come back. That means there is no stop loss. It's either you have removed it or you didn't put it there, or you never had a predefined idea of where you want to exit. So the behavior will be, let me hold this hoping it will come back. Behavior number two, you immediately, Cliff, you need grace for this, all right? Immediately, you know, as a pharmacist as well, when you don't even know how to spell certain things, nobody can tell. All you have to do is just this. What is this? Thank God for. Anyway, so immediately you will look for another trade. Immediately you will look for another trade. Why? Because you want to recover your loss. This is a behavior. So whether you are now about to start trading, I'm telling you, there is something called fake setup, meaning setup that swerved you, which is perfectly fine. But when it does happen to you, or if it is happening to you, these are one of the two behaviors I'm going to bring out here. One, you may hold the trade hoping it will come back. Number two, you will immediately look for another trade just to recover the loss. This is where over trading starts from. This is where revenge trading starts from. Are you guys with me? So when you are caught up in this kind of a scenario, what do you do? Number one, the first thing, you know, I've told you this, that a stop loss is not a lost trade. It's a stopped trade. That means, number one, you need to have a predefined exit plan. This is where I want to get out. So because of this is why systems like a defined setup stop loss SL is there. So why some people right now listening to me, You can't watch your trade and stop the loss manually. Not because volatility will blow your account. I mean, there is a level of risk, let's be honest, that your account shouldn't blow if in case it even flies in 500 pips. That is the reality. But you want to predefine your exit plan. You want to be in control and manage your emotions. So you need, that is why things like automated stop loss is available to stop the loss. Are you with me? So we call something predefined exits rule before you enter the trade. It is not just so that you can manage your risk. It is also a behavioral protection. So that means when you define a stop loss area, you are removing the decision from the moment of pain, because the moment it hits it, already we have been able to encounter this one here, hoping it will come back. We have encountered that. That means the decision has already been made. And those of you, if it hits that stop loss and maybe you are angry, so you want to immediately look for another trade, one of the things that you need to understand is you need to have a rule of how long it has to take for you to come in again. We will talk about that one later on, but at least that is it. So let me talk about a deeper management part in here. After a fake setup, one of the things that I would tell for this person here, for this behavior, is after a fake setup has happened, do not enter another trade immediately, because the immediately is what causes the problem, not because you are entering a trade. You need to pause and review. At least ask yourself one question. Was this a bad setup, or was this a valid setup that did not work? You see, there is a difference. If it was a bad setup, it means your reading was wrong, and it's perfectly normal. You learn from it. If the setup was valid, but it didn't work, it means the market did what the market does. But the truth is, only one of those requires a change in your approach. I want you to write this down for me, please. Write this down. Not every losing trade is a mistake. Not every losing trade is a mistake. The mistake is not knowing the difference. Not every losing trade is a mistake. The mistake is when you don't know the difference between what caused the loss. So there are many people here. It's going to ask me about Cliff. I know that even though it was a fake setup, I shouldn't have entered, but I entered again. That one, it is not, it is a habit. We'll talk about bad habits later. But that one is a habit. You know what you're not supposed to do, but you keep on doing it and you don't have any self-control. That one is a bad habit. And that one, you don't need pampering on the back. You need to hear the truth, that you need to stop what you're doing. It's as simple as that. If you don't stop, this is the consequences. As simple as that. I remember one guy, one amazing gentleman, he's in TP family, probably he's even watching now. He comes to me and he's like, he's losing a lot of trades from his following his mentor. He's a Nigerian. So he said he's losing trades by copying his mentor signals. And he kept on, blaming the mentor. The mentor stop loss is long, is big, is vast. So he asked me, what do I do? I said, okay, no problem. I have a solution for you. Open your Telegram channel. Opened. I said, go to the channel. He went. I said, swipe the channel and delete it. Solution done. Simple consultation. There is no other way. Your mentor signals is not helping you. You said, okay, swipe it, delete. Done. That is the solution. Nothing else. Don't take those signals again. You see, there are certain things in this business. There is no magic. There is no magic. You don't have money, you don't have money. You don't know how to trade, you don't know how to trade. If you don't have capital, you don't have capital. It's as simple as that. But many people, when they are talking to you, they want certain things to not even exist in the business. It is not true. Scenario number one, fake setup. Scenario number two, the losing streak. This one here is my favorite. Bring my thing up on the screen for me, please. The losing streak. Scenario number one is the fixed setup. Scenario number two is a losing streak. Now, if you are taking 3 losses, 4 losses, 5 losses in a row, and you are experiencing it, you and I know that you are following your rules, you are doing everything that you have to do, psychologically, it's going to damage your experience in trading. Not because of the money, but because when you are experiencing so much losses in a row, it attacks your conviction. You start to question your strategy. You start to question yourself. You start to wonder if you ever had an edge at all. Anybody here can relate to this? Drop some number ones in the chat for me. That when you start experiencing losing streaks, you start to basically feel some type of way, isn't it? Good. I want to define something. Let's define what I call drawdown period. I want to define something called drawdown period. Scenario number 2 is drawdown period. What is a drawdown period? A drawdown period is a consecutive sequence. It's a consecutive sequence of losses. It's a consecutive sequence of losses or reduced performance that fails within the normal statistical range of a trading system. A drawdown period is a consecutive sequence of losses or reduced performance that falls within the normal range, statistically, the normal range of any trading system. What that simply means is that every trading system has what we call the drawdown period. How many of you were taught this? If you have learned this before, genuinely. If you have not learned this before, drop number ones in the chat. I am not saying your mentor didn't teach you, but did you know we have something called drawdown period? That what that simply means, that when you have a strategy, there is going to be a range period, statistically, that you will underperform within your system. And that season, that period is called drawdown period. You will be having series of losses continuously. And if you are not being taught that this is perfectly normal, what will happen to your mind is something is wrong with my strategy. So many people, when that thing happens, they're, oh my God, I don't know why this is happening. I am in trouble. My strategy is not perfect. This and this and that. But in your back testing, in your forward testing, you should have seen this. And when we get to the data edge, you will understand why many people don't have this knowledge in their book. So by now, I will give an example. Solomon, put a camera on my face. I will give an example. I have a camera I'm using here. My camera can shoot in different formats. But there are some formats, if I put the camera settings into that format, the camera can get so hot that it may underperform. It doesn't mean my camera is bad at all. In fact, I love my camera. But it is a clear sign that if the camera gets to this point, it has to underperform for a reason. Are you guys with me? Are you guys learning that it has to underperform? So many people here, they never got the opportunity to understand that there is something called drawdown period. That every system that you are using in this industry, there is going to be a sequence of losses, or in other words, a reduced performance that will fall within the normal range of a trading system. So that means your signal, it's not that your system is broken. It's not that, your system is having a problem. It just means that a losing streak, listen to this carefully now, is not an evidence that the edge is gone. It is the evidence that you are in the business that involves uncertainty. Period. That is it. That the business you are in, it is a business of uncertainty. What that simply means, that it is perfectly normal for you to have a drawdown, period. What are some of the behaviors you will normally find when an individual is going through a drawdown period? Because we understand that the losing streak is not a problem. Is that true? The problem is the decisions that is being made inside your drawdown period season. And there are three common behavioral problems or responses you will normally find. But I want you to tell me one of them. Let me know that you know. I want you to tell me one of them. I want to know that you know. I want to know that you know. Tell me one of them. What are some of the behaviors you will see? Don't give me one answer over trading. They are great, but explain. Specifically, be very realistic here. We are learning. Remember, we're not psychology class. So you need to know yourself. Don't mention somebody's own. Mention your own, not your friend, the one that blew the account last week. Mention yours. What are some of the thing that you will experience in your behavior? Solomon, can you bring it up for me if you see any answers that is likely on point for me? Thank you. Also, Solomon, some of my mentees were complaining that when they put some of the answers in the comment section, you don't bring their answers and their questions up. So just so you know, I want you to know, so that I want all of them to be happy. So please, when you see some, bring it. Light bulb moment. No, okay, no, it's self-doubt. Okay, self-doubt. I love that. Doubt can happen. Good. Revenge trading. Aha. This is very perfect. That means this individual is talking from experience. This one too. Self-doubt and strategy doubt. Nice. Changing strategy. You guys have mentioned, you see the irony here. Switching strategies. Thank you. Thank you. Now let's pause. Let's pause. Let's continue now. So some of the behaviors, everything you guys have mentioned is correct. Number one, you are going to abandon your strategy. Number one. The individual will say, let me go and look for a different strategy. They are going to abandon their strategy. You will find the trader switching from one strategy to the other. So that means, what is that telling you? It means these behaviors are perfectly normal. If something is not working, why not get the other one? It's perfectly normal. But I'm telling you, the drawdown period is normal. That is when you have to make sure you understand the foundation of this business. You have a technical edge. I'm not talking to the person who started last week. If you started trading last week or 2 weeks, I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to the guy who started 3 months ago. You have more to learn. I'm talking to the person who have been trading for years. And when they are having drawdowns, they have been changing strategies over and over again. Is the individual I'm talking to. And then you that you are now starting, you need to know there is something called drawdown period. Meaning there is a day coming. The strategy you paid for, there is a day coming. It won't work for a period of time, which is perfectly normal because of some underlying market conditions. So some of the behaviors are strategy abandonment, revenge trading. Then one more I want to give you. One more. I want to give one more. One of the behaviors you normally find when somebody is having a losing streak is paralysis. Whether analysis paralysis, whether execution paralysis, any form of paralysis. That means the trader will now stop trading entirely out of fear, missing valid setups, or losing confidence in further. Many of you, this is where you are right now. You are doing so well, you were excited, and then the losing streak happened. And because there were no risk edge and data edge, you now abandon your strategy, and then you are now paralyzed. Even now, when you see a move, you watch it like, you are afraid of what the move will do to you. Not because the move is scary, it's just that you are paralyzed. So these are the behaviors you will find. Now, what do you do inside a losing streak? Step one, go back to your data. Every single time that you are in a losing streak, the place to go to. So you see why I listed all the different type of edges: technical edge, risk edge, behavioral edge, and data edge. All these things are important. So the moment you are having a losing streak, what do? You go back to your data. What are you going to do in your data? You need to be able to go and find out how many consecutive losses was your system producing historically during your backtesting phase. That means if your current streak is within the range, nothing has changed. You are just in a drawdown period, not a disaster. If your drawdown numbers is now somehow passing that within the range system data you have, now it is no more probably a drawdown period, something else is happening. Are you with me? So let's say, for example, during your drawdown period, if you were really able to backtest very well, and it was maybe 2 weeks in a row. For me, I remember in 2022 and 2020, when did Shells, when did my mantle, my first dog, when did it, 2025, 2024, 2024, I think 2024, 2022 and 2024 is when I had the most longest losing streak in my career. 2022, recent 2022 is like what, 4 years ago? 2022 was when I was coming from Ukraine. So when the war happened, I was coming out of the war. I was supposed to not be trading. I still did trade because trading, basically I'm a trader. So I was still trading, but I didn't find time to process something that psychological to me. So, it was very, 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 very painful in that season. So when I was just leaving Ukraine at that time, I was experiencing a series of losses, and it's lasted for a while. It took me a while for me to really recover from that. And I realized that it was not just a losing streak. I realized that it was more than a losing streak. So the moment I realized this is a psychological problem. I realized that I am pained, I am sad, and I realized that things were happening in my life I should take time and process. And when I took time and I processed it, everything was great. That was in 2022. Then in 2024 or so, I lost my first dog. We lost our first dog, and it was very painful. I cried. I was not, many of you, well, are you crying over a dog? I really cried. I love that dog so much. And so it really broke my heart. And that season as well, I had a multiple losing streaks. And then I saw that it was extended beyond the average. And I said, this is not a losing streak. Cliff, you are in a trauma season, heal. So all these things are things that are factors, but the only thing that can help you is data. It helps you to know that you are either in the range of the normal one or you are not. Are you with me? So step one, you step back and you look at your data. Step two, reduce your risk per trade. Every single time you are in a losing streak, boom, reduce the risk. Reduce the risk. Reduce the risk. When you find out. Now, how then do you know you are in a losing streak? How do you know that you are in a losing streak? You will know you are in a losing streak by the repeated data that may not be normal. So let's say Monday, you have lost 2 trades in a row. Tuesday, 2 trades in a row. Wednesday, 2 trades in a row. Now you know that something is happening. You need to quickly bring yourself back into the awareness. Don't abandon your strategy. Don't revenge trade. How do you know revenge trade? You don't revenge trade by stepping back. Are you with me? So step one, go back to your data. Step two, reduce your risk. Step three, stop trying to recover. Recovery is not a trading objective. I'm going to say something right now. I hope many people catch it. There is nothing like recovery in trading. Man. I want to say something here. But what I want to say, look, it makes sense when you lost money and you are recovering. English-wise, it makes sense. But in trading, it's not objective. Let me explain what I mean. I want to just find a way to explain to someone who may be new to understand. Recovery is not objective in trading, meaning that there is nothing like I lost money, so I want to recover. It is more of I lost money, I'm still going to stick to my system. Recovery is a byproduct of sticking to your system. Recovery must never become the goal. The goal must be focusing on your execution of your system. Then the recovery is a byproduct. It's the English, oh, see, it's the English. So I'm trying my best to make sure I put it into the right context. Does that make sense? So that you will understand. Recovery is not an objective concept in trading, meaning that when you lose a trade, you don't say, I want to recover. I get the concept of what it means. But when you make up your mind, you want to recover, you trade differently. Your mindset should be, I want to still focus executing my system. Recovery is a byproduct. If you understand what I'm saying, drop some ones in the chat. So if you are basically just saying, oh, I want to recover my losses, you are making a mistake. The recovery will come automatically when you focus on your system. Are you learning? So you need to stop trying to recover. Recovery is not a trading objective. Your only objective is to execute your system correctly on the next valid setup. So the account will recover as a result of that, not as a goal in itself. So no matter who you are right now, if you have experienced losing streaks, forget about trying to recover your account and focus on executing your system. The recovery is a byproduct. It will happen naturally. So step one, what do you do in a losing streak? Step one, go back to your data. If you don't have one, get one. If you don't know how to get data or back testing and forward testing, well, look forward to our Data Edge episode. You will learn a lot. So step one, go back to your data. Step two, reduce your risk per trade. Step three, stop trying to recover. Take that concept from your mind and focus on the system. That's it. Now I want you to write this down. During a losing streak, your only job, please write it down. During a losing streak, I may not be able to come back and give you guys notes anymore because I want to make sure that we don't lose any technical stuff here. During a losing streak, so please kindly pay attention and listen to me carefully now. During a losing streak, your only job is to execute correctly on the next valid setup. Recovery is a result, not an objective. I really wish some of you will be blasting this in your Telegram channels with your trading buddies and tell them, listen, I found a concept, you to write it down, that during a losing streak, your only job is to execute correctly on the next valid setup. Recovery is a result, not an objective. So you can't go into the market and say, I'm going to recover. Your only job is to execute correctly on your next valid setup. Recovery is a result, not an objective. Comprende? Thank you. Scenario number 3. What are we discussing? Behavioral edge. That as an individual in this industry, you, the trader, the person behind the trading, you that you are everything, either opposites or you are aligned, you have a behavior. And your behavior can be expressed in trading. And they are being expressed in trading through the triggers you get from scenarios that you cannot eliminate from trading. So we started mentioning some scenarios, and we said number 1 is you will always meet, whether you like it or not, some fixed setups. Scenario number 2, the losing streak. You can't escape. Scenario number 3 is revenge trading. If you know that you are the best revenge trader in this community, drop number 8. If you know that you are the best revenge trader in this community, drop number 8. Anyways, revenge trading is a scenario number 3. Are you guys actually really putting in number 8? Are you really, Solomon, can I see? Is there actually a best revenge trader on this group? Oh, really? No way. No shame. No, zero shame. No shame. I love that. That is the best way of transforming your life when you are able to be honest. It's true. No shame. TP family, no shame. There is nothing wrong with admitting. Oh, okay. So now I know where to go to when I need somebody to revenge for me. I like that. Let's define revenge trading. What is revenge trading? Revenge trading is entering a trade motivated by the desire to recover a loss rather than by the presence of a valid setup. Revenge trading is entering a trade. That trade that you are entering is motivated by the desire to recover. That is why I told you every single time that you make recovery an objective in your head, what happens is revenge trading. So revenge trading is entering a trade motivated by the desire to recover a loss rather than by the presence of a valid setup. So if the setup is not valid, according to your data, you are revenge trading. Even if you make money, it's a bad trade. It's as simple as that. But the reason why it is very difficult for you to break a revenge trading habit is because many of you have been rewarded by that habit before. So it's very difficult for your brain to say no to that. But anyway, let's talk about some of the behaviors that you will normally find when an individual is revenge trading. What are some of the behaviors? Can I get some answers? Quickly, I'm going to run through quickly so that we can finish up. Some of the behaviors you will see is very simple. The person will start taking unnecessary trades. They will start entering too many trades. They will start reacting. You can see, one more thing. You will see a vein on the forehead of the person's here. You will see a vein here. Or you will see a vein on their neck. Yeah, classic signature. So if a vein is coming on your forehead, you are the manufacturer of revenge trading. I'm kidding with you. There is no vein. There is no vein. I'm just messing up with you. But entering too many positions for no reason, taking too many trades for no reason, entering with risk loss sizes that you were never supposed to enter with, and so on and so forth. You will see that as their behavior. Now, if you know that you are revenge trading, if you know that you are doing this, what then do you do? This one is one of the most simple suggestions I would give you. If you are mostly revenge trading and it's something you are struggling with, one of the things I did, and this is not a financial advice, Solomon, we need to start bringing disclaimers on our screen quickly, most of the times. So a disclaimer, this is not a financial advice. However, listen to this carefully now. This is what I did, and this is what I do. I try as much as possible to make sure that my assets that I trade on, I'm talking about my capital, I don't do no preference. But I want to make sure that my capital is mostly far away from me as possible from time to time again. I was talking to Shells 2 days ago when we were talking about gold, and I was telling her something, and she knows this already. If you ask her right now, what times do Cliff trade? She will tell you he doesn't trade on Mondays. He doesn't trade on this day. Why? Because that is what I have built my edge around. That the more I trade, the more I lose. That is my edge. That is my behavioral edge. The more I trade, the more I lose. The less I trade, the more I make. It's simple as that. It's my behavioral edge. And so if, let's say, I take a trade today and I hit a target, I transfer all my capital from one account to another account. Yes, that is what I do. So I transfer all the account to another account, and I don't touch it until I am resuming my work as a trader in that trading day. So sometimes I can get an alert on my trading view, but because I don't have access to my phone and my phone doesn't have access to my account, the market cannot be able to get me to go, oh my God, I might miss a move. I don't care. I just have to let it go. If I am in my office at that time, why not? If I can transfer it internally for it to come back to my account again, why not? And many people are going to say, but Cliff, isn't that too much job? It is what we call behavioral edge. When you start to understand your psychological patterns, you have to do everything in your power to make sure that you are being held accountable. The truth of the matter is, I don't even remember the last time that I traded on my own account. No, I trade on my wife's account. When I said I trade my wife's account, the account is in her name, is in her possession. She sees everything. I don't trade on my own account. I don't. Because everyone needs to have a management system. It's as simple as that. So you need to make sure somebody is holding you accountable. You need to make sure something is holding you accountable. If not, you will tell yourself, I will not do this. You will do it. Because you as a person, you lie. You are a liar. You lie to yourself. You lie to systems. You lie to somebody. It's not because you are bad. Lying is a way you have survived for a very long time. Not that you were a bad person. Telling the truth sometimes is painful. Are you with me? Good. So one of the ways that you will revenge trade, or you want to stop yourself from revenge trading, is to have a mandatory pause. This is the one I'm giving to you guys generally. What I told you is my personal thing I do. A couple came to me, I think probably he may be following, and I told him something. So he trades and his wife also trades. And I told him that he should deposit the money into his wife's account, and the wife should deposit into his account. So what that simply means is that the wife is trading on his account and he can see what his wife is doing. He also is trading on his wife's account. So the wife can also see what he is also doing. This is not going to make you money, but it's going to give you an edge over your behavior at some point. Take it or leave it. So if you are revenge trading, what do? Have a mandatory pause into your system. In your system, you need to have a mandatory pause. There are many of you here that you need to have a mandatory pause. What does that mean? Do not trade continuously 3 hours. That thing is not flex. It's not vibe. Stop it. Stop. Stop looking at your screen for 3 hours straight, 2 hours straight. It doesn't mean you are strong. No. Have a mandatory pause. You look at a chart for 1 hour, 30 minutes, maybe 1 hour, maybe get a 15 minutes recess, break time. Go take a break, 20, 25 minutes, take a break. Very important. You do that. You take a break. Come back after 30 minutes. Many of you, your revenge trading starts when you get exhausted. True story. Are you with me? Mandatory pause is mandatory. You need to pause. After every loss, pause. You need to have a minimum waiting period before you can enter a trade again. It can be 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 25 minutes, 30 minutes. It doesn't matter. It can be 1 hour, even if you want. Are you learning? So write this down for me, please. Then we go on to the scenario number 4. A mandatory pause after a loss is not weakness. It is a system designed to separate emotion from your next decision. A mandatory pause after a loss or in between sessions is not weakness. It is a system designed to separate emotion from the next decision. Are you guys with me? Write this down. A mandatory pause after a loss or in between sessions is not weakness. It is a system that is designed to separate emotion from your next decision. That is it. If you are okay with scenario number 3, and we can move on to scenario number 4, drop some number ones in the chat for me. Before we go on right now, I want us to do something quickly. This is a masterclass, so I want to make sure that people are, so far, wherever you are right now, what is the one thing that you have learned so far by conviction yourself? Please put it in the comment for me now. I don't want to rush this masterclass. We are almost done. It's left with 3 scenarios and we are done for the masterclass for today. What are you learning? What are you learning? What have you learned today? Just put in the comment section. Let me see. If I told you, if you pay attention to this masterclass, by the time we are done with this independent trader series, many people will become independent traders. Like, you will have this confidence in your heart. Like, I'm toasting you right now. Like, I'm actually toasting. I'm telling you, you will be a very beautiful trader. You're like, you will be an internet trader, like beautiful independent trader. Like, I'm telling you the things. I'm not lying to you. I'm not motivating you. When I say toast, the toast here that I'm using the context, I'm making you feel very fresh, hot, heated. Because now we live in a generation that there are some certain words you use, it means certain things. So let me be very, very specific here. What have you learned? If anything comes into the comment section, can you bring it up on the screen for me, please? Thank you. So that I can maybe take something. Then we're going. I want to know, just bring just 3 or 5 people only. What do you have learned today? And let us just take it out from there. What have you learned today? So far, we are not done. No. We have 3 scenarios to go. And all these scenarios is either you are in scenario number 1, 2, or 3, or you are about to be in number 4. Me, number 4 was my problem. The one we're about to talk about now was my biggest problem. Number 4, it was one of my biggest problems. And recovery is the byproduct of sticking to your system. I like that. Thank you, Divine 7819. 7819. I've learned about the true meaning of a losing streak. I like that. I like that. Deliverance is happening. Who else do we have out there? Focusing on training objectives rather than revenge trading. Obviously. I like that. Recovery. I think the recovery part has delivered many people. If the recovery conviction has delivered you as well, drop some number ones in the chat for me to know. Let's go to scenario number 4. You don't need to abandon your strategy, and obviously you don't have to. Good. Scenario number 4. Winning streak arrogance. Scenario number 4 is winning streak arrogance. Scenario number 4 is winning streak arrogance. This one is explanatory, right? 1, there is a cognitive bias that normally hijacks when people are in a winning streak. Can somebody name it? Remember, we have done a lot of masterclass. I want to know. Can somebody name this for me? And it's a cognitive bias. And this cognitive bias normally happens to you during a winning streak. Can somebody name it? I want it specifically. I want it specifically. It's a type of cognitive bias that happens to you when you are in a winning streak. You can start bringing any of the answers up on the screen so that I will just select one if needed be. I want to know that you know, if you have not watched it, no, next one. It's a type of cognitive bias. No. Do you know what a cognitive bias is? If you have not done that, I will tell you guys to go and watch that masterclass and you will understand. Overconfidence bias. True sign that you have been in these masterclasses for a long time. Overconfidence bias is the cognitive bias that hijacks people to lose more money when they are making more money. So you will find somebody, he is having winning trades in a row, 10 trades in a row, and then that person starts to feel like they have figured it out. They start increasing their position size without even adjusting the risk framework. they start taking setups that do not fully meet their criteria because the confidence is now high. It's called overconfidence bias. Let's define it. Overconfidence bias is the tendency to overestimate the reliability of your own judgment following a period of success. Success is good, but if you become arrogant, the Bible says God resists the proud. GOAT, greatest of all time, they say, I'm the GOAT. GOAT. So overconfidence bias is the tendency to overestimate the reliability of your own judgments just because you've had a series or is followed by a period of success. I want you to write this down. Write this down for me. A winning streak does not improve my edge. A winning streak does not improve my edge. A winning streak does not improve my edge. What does a winning streak improve? A winning streak only improves my mood, your mood, my mood. So therefore, do not let your mood change your risk. Ooh, I love this one. It sounds like a vow. You know, you tell somebody or you tell situations. I don't know. Anyway, a winning streak does not improve your mood. It doesn't improve my mood. So you need to understand it only improve. Basically, I mean, your winning streak does not improve your edge. It only improve your mood. And your mood does not have to change your risk. You don't have to let it change your risk, does it? Are you with me? Now, when you are in a winning streak, what do? Something very simple. When you are in a winning streak, what do? Tell me. Traders, tell me. When you're in a winning streak, what do? When you are in a winning streak, what do? When you are in a winning streak, what do? If there are some answers, let's bring them on the screen quickly. So if you are in a winning streak, what do? So now remember what we are talking about. We are talking about behavioral edge. By the end of this masterclass, you are coming to understand that you are going to be triggered. Your behaviors are going to be triggered based on the way you see the market and things and so on and so forth. And it's perfectly normal. So we cannot eliminate emotions and these things that you feel out of the context. But you can have an edge over your behavior. It's called behavioral edge. So we started by talking about scenarios that can trigger your behaviors. We have talked about fixed setups. We've talked about your losing streak. We've talked about revenge trading. Now we are talking about winning streak as well. That means even though you are having success, if you become arrogant, proud, overconfident, it can also destroy something. So now we have been able to define that, yes, if we are having a winning streak, it does not improve our edge. It only improves my mood. So I do not have to let my mood change my risk. So what do you then do when you are in a winning streak? Is there any answer in the comment section for me? If yes, let's bring it up. If no, I'm going to tell you. So what do you do when you are in a winning streak? The free advice I will give you is this. You need to make sure that your position sizing and your risk rules do not change based on how you feel. Simple as ABCD. You need to make sure they do not change based on how you feel. The only time that you're going to be changing your position size or your risk rules is dependent on your system parameters. That means You are going to have to keep on using the predefined conditions you have under which your system has allowed you to do or to follow. Does that make sense? Good. Then I have scenario number. So that means number 3, you are going to be experiencing some revenge trading coming from losing streaks. So yes, losing streaks exist. So also there is a winning streak. So, but then the winning streak, some of the dangerous things that can happen is you can also become arrogant, and that can lead to a cognitive bias called overconfidence bias that will hijack you and make you start increasing. So the one thing that overconfidence does is you only increase risk. That is it. Scenario number 5, last but one, and we are done. Scenario number 5 is hesitation. Hesitation. Whether you like it or not, there are going to be some moment in your trading career. You will see the move and there will be hesitation. You will feel like hesitating. You will feel like you don't want to take the trade. You will be paralyzed and you wouldn't know what to do. This is not because you don't know how to trade. Your setup is there. Everything is aligned. You see it. You know it. You do not take it, not because you are a bad trader, but you are waiting for one more confirmation and one more confirmation and another confirmation. Why? Because the market will now move without you at the end of the day. So then one of the two things happens when you hesitate. You will either chase the next trade without even realizing, or you will even chase that trade you are missing out because of FOMO. And then you will enter late, or you will take one more risk than the setup warranted. Are you with me? Or you will watch the trade hit all your targets because you hesitated and now you are angry and you want to take the next one by force, even though the market is not ready. This kind of problem of you hesitating, we have a definition, we call it analysis paralysis. That is one of the things I told you over there. So analysis paralysis is the inability to execute a valid decision due to excessive second guessing. And you don't second guess because you are bad. You second guess because you are human, and it's perfectly normal. Whether fear of being wrong, whether waiting for a level of certainty that does not even exist in the market. But hey, you are a human being. You want to be sure this is it. Now let's talk about the root of hesitation. Why does people hesitate? Hesitation is almost one or the two things I'm about to tell you. Either you do not fully trust your system because you have not tested it enough, and that becomes a technical problem that feeds into a behavioral weakness, or you have not burned recently and your confidence is low, which is also a behavioral pattern. So if the individual, let's say, was having a losing streak, remember I told you already, they have been burned. Something has happened to their convictions, so they become paralyzed. That is a behavioral problem. We can talk about that. But if you don't have the data, many people come to me and they are, Cliff, I don't know why I'm not doing this. And I will ask them, do you have a back-tested data? They say no. Then there is nothing we can talk about because you need to have a back-test data. If you don't have that, if the information is limited. So if it is not a back-testing system problem or forward-testing problem, then if it's a behavioral problem, then it means that you have experienced losing streaks and it has paralyzed you and you are afraid. What if it happens again? What do you do? What do you do when this situation is happening to you? What do? You need to go back to your back testing data. If the setup has that positive structure in there of the outcome, if you know that, but you have seen this pattern over and over again, why are you hesitating? You will now start to rewire your mind to create that confidence in you again. It is perfectly normal. But the data is so important that if you don't have it, many convictions cannot be birthed out. Are you with me? So if you are experiencing analysis paralysis or hesitation in your business, the first place you go to is not your mentor, it's your data. If you don't have one, go get one. If you don't even know how to get one, find a mentor. As simple as that. So you go back to your data. Now, I want you to write this down for me. Hesitation is often not a discipline problem. Hesitation is often not a discipline problem. Hesitation, to me, is a trust problem. When you find an individual who is hesitating, it means the individual has a trust problem, and trust is built with data, not feelings, not motivation, not you can do it, you can do it. You can't do it if you don't have data. So you need to go get a data. Remember, what is an edge? A repeatable, defensible system you own. So if you don't own the data, if the data is not yours, the confidence won't be there. You will not trust it regardless. So when you are in a scenario whereby you are hesitating or you are paralyzed and so on and so forth, try as much as possible to make sure and verify you have a data. We'll talk about data edge. I think that will be the last one. I think the next one or next episode will be risk edge, and then data edge will be the last one, and then we are done with the series. Are you with me? So if you are hesitating and you are experiencing that, what you need is data, not motivation, not feelings, or whatever. Not. Let's talk about the last scenario, and then we are done for today's masterclass. The last scenario. The last scenario is breaking your own rules. The last scenario is breaking your own rules. Breaking your own rules. The last scenario is when you are breaking your own rules. So this is where you know you have a system, you have your rules, it's written now. Some people always tell me, Cliff, mine is even on the wall. I can see it, I've printed it, I've written it down, it's on my phone, but I keep on breaking my own rules. Not because you forgot them, not because you don't even understand them. You know all these things, but you still keep on breaking it. That means the behavior of breaking your own rule. Let me give an example, because somebody may be asking, how do you know you have broken your own rule? Okay, you said you will use this lot size. You didn't use it, you are breaking your own rules. You had a stop loss, you removed it, breaking your own rules. So over time, you will now see a pattern in that behavior that you are going to justify. This problem is what we call cognitive dissonance. It's when you know what to do, but you don't do it. It is not because you are bad, it is because whenever you do something you are not supposed to do, your brain becomes very uncomfortable that it starts justifying the behavior. And because your brain will justify it, it will now create a pattern for you to do it again. Why? Because your brain will rather, listen, your brain will rather justify the situation than to change the situation. That is why you keep on breaking your rules. So right now, if you move, let's say, for example, you over leverage, your brain will not say, oh, I over leverage because I need money now, and I over leverage because I want money. Your brain will say, I over leverage because I don't know why. I think it's a psychological problem. No, chief, it's a money problem. You don't have money. If you imagine if you made $1 million in the market today, would you want to go back and overtrade? No. Even though 1 million is relative, but you will not go and overtrade because 1 million is good money, right? So you want more money. You are probably a mother, a father, a student. You want to make more money. So you want to make more money, of course. So you're going to over leverage. It's as simple as that. So breaking your rules, the reason why it becomes difficult for you to stop is because your brain will justify the reason why you broke the rule. Even when you are telling the truth, you are still lying. That is how the human brain works. It always wants you to justify the situation. Now, let's define rule violation in trading. It is when you are consciously deciding to deviate from a pre-established trading system in the moment of execution. I will give you an example why this is very important. When you are breaking your rule, nothing came over you. You broke your rule because you really intentionally did it. It's like somebody who is addicted to something, maybe an adult content, maybe something very, not right about habit, and you are addicted. Let's say you are about to watch something you are not supposed to watch, and God sends you a helper, and that helper comes into your room, and the person wants to talk to you. If the person is in the room, you can watch it, right? But your brain will do everything in its power to find a way to kick that person from the room so that you can watch that thing again. Nothing came over you. Your brain knows how to justify. It can even tell that friend, I am about to learn. In fact, I have a 21 days fasting and I am about to break it now. Meanwhile, you are lying and you know it. The only thing that you are breaking is your rules, not fasting. So you need to understand that when it comes to breaking rules, there is an intentional act to it. You intentionally did it. It's uncomfortable, but it is true. You intentionally did it. It is a conscious decision that you made to deviate from a pre-established trading system. In the moment of your execution, you decided. And when you finish, it is now justified by an emotional state or a perceived special circumstances. I over-leveraged because I need to pay my bills next week. It makes sense, but you did it. Boom. Now, the key word I want you to underline in this concept is the conscious, the intentional. Very important. You knew the rule, you broke it anyway. That is not a knowledge problem, that is a behavioral one. Your behavior must be checked. Now, what do you do when you find yourself breaking your rules? Every rule violation must be logged in your journal. You can do that because you need to be able to see what you are doing right there. You know, many a times I always tell people this. If you don't have consequences attached to your rules, you don't have a rule, you only have a checklist. You need to be able to know how to be able to understand that if I don't do XYZ and I break XYZ, XYZ is a consequence. I remember I know one guy, I'm a very amazing guy. He's an entrepreneur. And one time he was saying something and he said, I remember it was a call we were on, it was a private call. And he said every single time that he breaks his rule as an entrepreneur, he doesn't sleep on his bed. Now that is extreme a little bit, but it's good extreme for him. So he said he would never sleep on his bed. He will sleep on a hard sofa or something. It makes him know that, hey, you did something, it's not right. So this is your consequences. Many people here, there are no consequences to your rules when you break it. Even when you know that when you break your rules, you will lose the account. Some part of you in your brain will justify the situation and say, even if I lose the account, I can get a different one. Yes. For example, there is a prop firm that says you can trade without buying it. And when you pass and you make money or something, they will now let you pay for it. A prop firm like this can never be able to help you in your behavior in terms of breaking rules because first of all, you didn't pay for it. And this is why many people, I remember when I started my whole, building this vision and everything, people were warning me and saying, Cliff, if you give people free chances, free consultations, free stuffs, they will not respect it. And I said, yes, I understand. And I know people because I'm already working with people that psychologically they need transformation. So I understand. They're not going to respect it. However, you're not going to get multiple chances when you are abusing the room I give you as a consultation, which is perfectly normal. So people don't respect things when they don't input things. It's just the way it is. So when your rules as a trader doesn't have consequences, let's say, I'm not saying you can't slap yourself. That is an abusive consequence. It's not a good one. It's not a healthy one. But there must be healthy ones. For example, as a father, have your children picture printed, put it in front of you and connect it to something very important in their life. If you start breaking your rules and your children's future is at stake, that consequences will help you. It may not help you to make money entirely, but it will help you. So every rule, while you are journaling it, you need to also make sure that rules are supposed to be connected to something that you can see as consequences. So when you can be able to understand what is happening, and then one more thing I would tell you, that write down the justifications that comes into your mind. Why did you break this rule? Or the reason why I broke this rule is because this and this and this. Write all of them down. When you start to see the patterns of the justifications, you will be able to know how to separate yourself from that pattern repeatedly. Are you with me? Good. Now I'm going to run through this quickly, and then we are done with the masterclass. How behavioral edge is built. Simple. Let me bring it all together here for you. Behavioral edge is not built by reading about psychology. This information you are hearing here, I told you, what I want to do here today is to expand your capacity. Does that make sense? Guys, can we focus a little bit? I understand every single thing that many people will do and distract and say nonsense and so on and so forth. But you already know this already. When somebody is distracting in the comments, kindly just focus. Don't let anybody distract you. We are too matured for this. It is not something that we care about. So just focus. We are almost done. When you are experiencing a behavior, so it is a very beautiful, even a beautiful moment for us to learn from it. You know, imagine if you don't have emotional intelligence and you find people who are not going anywhere in life behaving like this, what do you think will happen? They will obviously want to distract. And so the thing that will happen quickly is to make sure that you have an edge over certain things like this. Okay, so don't be distracted. We are done. Let's focus. So to bring every single thing together for you to understand, the behavioral edge we are talking about here is not built by reading about psychology. It's not built by watching masterclasses. It is built in the same place your technical edge is built. So that is why when we started talking about this, we realized at the end of the day, we are not separating technical edge from risk and risk from data from behavioral. No. What we are doing now is we are basically making sure they all connect together. So in episode 2, we spoke about technical edge, and we understood that when you are learning technical edge, there is something that comes into the context, which is at the end of the day, you are going to have to backtest. Now, when you are backtesting, one of the things that you need to be able to understand is you are going to have to be able to understand the knowledge, the concept of how to be able to get every single thing back together in a way that will be able to connect every single thing to build one edge. So you cannot just have only technical edge alone and survive in the market. You can't be able to have behavioral edge alone and survive in the market. All of them comes together at the same concepts. Are you guys with me? Good. So there are 3 tools that you are going to need to build a behavioral edge. Number 1, please write it down and we are done. If you want to build a behavioral edge, you need 3 tools. Tool number 1 is your journal. Tool number 1 is your journal. Your trading journal. It's not just going to have to contain the things you write down like exit entries and so on and so forth. The things that you are going to have to create out of that journal is also the patterns of the things that may be influencing your emotions. Does that make sense? Influencing your emotions. Very important. Influencing your emotions. You know, the reason why this industry struggles a lot is because, you know, I was just there one day, and then a gentleman told me that it's just something very funny, but I just want to share with you guys. So a gentleman came onto the call with me and he was telling me how his mentor specifically told him not to watch me. Now, if any mentor tells you to not listen to me, even if the mentor is right, the mentor is a witch. Witchcraft is not only people who suck blood. Witchcraft is also people who obstruct people from going to the next level because of their insecurities. That is why you will never find me here on this platform telling people, only listen to Cliff Cheqona. I will never preach that. I will never teach that. I don't care if you come today on this masterclass and tomorrow you find another person. Because the Bible says we see in part and we prophesy in part. One person doesn't know everything. Now, according to our little investigations, I want to just say something here clearly, is that the effort that goes into this thing that we do, the effort that goes into the things we do, the way we prepare for people to come, and the way we prepare to teach people, and the kind of way we bring out the thing logically to people. I was not going to say this, but I want to say something because, you know, I'm a spiritual person and I love people, and I want people to understand that when you are thinking, because we are doing trading, you can fool around and you can do certain things and go scot-free, spiritually is very dangerous. Because God knows my heart and he knows what we do in secret that you guys don't see for the sake of this community. So maybe somebody ignorantly, foolishly, maybe sent by a mentor or something, want to cause distraction, but that person does not know. As little as that comment is, he is programming a long-age future of stress, chaos, and a very struggling future for themselves because they don't understand life is built on principles. I was not going to say this thing, but I will say it. Few days ago, my team and I were talking, and I told them something. I was discussing this with my wife as well. And we said that right now, currently, as we are talking, the whole entire TP Masterclass monetization, whatever we get from TP Masterclass monetization, is strictly being given to the TP family as a donation. Because we found out that many people will come to us, they will ask us, Cliff, we need this help and this and that. But the true story is I can't keep on putting my hands in my pockets and give my own money all the time. So what we are doing is that we have dedicated TP Masterclass, the YouTube to TP family. I didn't want to say this, but I'm saying this because some people, I really don't want people to go through a struggling destiny. Because yes, every single person, we understand the kind of industry we are in, and we know that this industry have foolish behaviors. But at the end of the day, it doesn't change the principal fact of some certain things that happens to people because they did something from an ignorant head. So every single time that you have, so that I always tell people this, that you may have certain friends, certain people, when you forward our messages to them, they will make certain comments. Leave them. Don't argue with them. Leave them. One of these days coming, they will wake up from their dream and they will be directed to our channel. I'm telling you the truth. I am not confused. So TP family, don't worry. Just don't argue. I'm saying this out of love. Leave people alone. Don't argue with them. I see that sometimes some of them will drop a comment and they want to, because they don't understand and it is beyond their thinking. So please, when you are on the masterclass, you focus. I am only bringing this into the context as a leader for you all to understand that what we are building is too serious. So what it will attract is both serious people and very foolish people as well. Don't forget that. Anyways, so there are 3 tools you need when you want to build an edge. Number 1, your journal. Your journal. Not just your entry and exits, but you need to be able to document your emotional state before the trade, after the trade, and during the trade. Before the trade, during the trade, and after the trade. Very important. A documented record of every trade, including the setup that you are taking. Number 2, your rules. Your rules. If you want to build a behavioral edge, your rules. I'm not talking about rules of a checklist. Rules that are really connected to consequences. Or the reason why normally I don't give an absolute, I don't try to give an absolute advice is because everybody is different and everybody's life is different. I may be talking to somebody who is in school, somebody who is a single mom, so I can't give you an absolute answer in the context of how should I write my rules. However, if you do find yourself in the space of me consulting you, I can be able to give you some ideas. Does that make sense? Good. So your rules is very important. Your rules made when you're able to have your rules written down, non-negotiable rules connected to consequences, it will help you to build a behavioral edge. Why? Because it is not only just about how you feel, it's how you solve your behavior problems in the market. It is so, for example, let's say if you have a stop loss, even though it's going to protect your capital, it's also going to protect your emotions toward I am holding trade, hoping it will come back. Behavioral problem. Are you with me? So your rules. Then the last one is your data. Ladies and gentlemen, this is very important. Back testing and forward testing is very important. They do not only just validate your technical edge, they reveal your behavior tendencies. So that means when you are exiting too early and when you are over trading, you need to understand that your hesitation is not coming from a place of, oh, okay, I think I'm a revenge trader. You can tell based on, so let's say, for example, you are building your data. You will be able to know some of the behaviors that can affect you in the future already in advance. So when they start happening, you are not confused. You already know this was able to come up through my data, and therefore beware, be careful of that. Are you with me? So it's very, very, very important that you understand that. So all that I want you to understand in episode 3 here is that you now have 3 layers of series that we are 3 layers of inside the series now. We've done the foundation. Please go back and watch it. We've done technical edge, and now we have done behavioral edge. Now you understand that the behavior is going to be triggered by scenarios, and these scenarios, you cannot be able to exempt yourself from these scenarios whether you like it or not. However, you need to be able to understand the concept that regardless of these scenarios happening, you can have an edge over that season, over that moment. Why? Because it is the behavior that will affect the moment. And therefore, when you have an edge over that behavior, it becomes very easy for you to survive in that moment. So behavioral edge is not about becoming a different person. It is about knowing exactly who you become under pressure. That means if you are a trader right now, based on these scenarios, you should be able to match yourself and say, I am like this, I am like that, I am like this when this is happening, when that is happening, therefore I will do this and this and that. Every single thing we are doing here, this is trading psychology. The moment you understand from this concept that trading psychology, it is a study of what? Your emotions, your behavior, and your mindset. That means whatever that you have come onto this call to do is to receive the knowledge, to build your capacity, to have the ability to recognize your psychological patterns. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have learned something from today's masterclass, kindly drop some number ones in the chat for me. Kindly drop some number ones in the chat for me if you have learned something from today's masterclass. What we're going to be doing right now is next week we'll be looking at the risk edge. This is the part where we're going to be talking about risk management properly, risk management, risk tolerance, risk in all dimensions, and so on and so forth. So very important that you understand that these episodes we have done, please go over it again. You're not watching it for me, you're watching it for yourself. Watch them, learn them. If you are truly serious about becoming the person you want to become, it's up to you. Go watch them, and then you'll be able to understand them perfectly. And then we'll be able to take it out from there. Does that make sense? Okay, good. So we are going to be looking at the risk edge, God willing, next week. Then we will finish it up with data edge, and we are done with the independent trader series. All right. With that all being said, that will be all for today's masterclass. God bless you all. We are not taking any Q&A session for today. If you have any questions, please write them down. We'll take them in our Q&A session next time. And I will see you guys. So if you are in Nigeria, remember, as I said, we are doing Abuja and Lagos at the same time, same season, in the same time that we are coming to Nigeria. So if you are in Lagos or Abuja, be ready. We'll be seeing you guys soon. TP Masterclass offline. But with that all being said, God bless you all. I hope that something entered your head today. Have an amazing day and take care. Bye-bye.